Hey you guys, hello and welcome to Tuesday's session. So we've got a 5-minute AMRAP to start our warm-up. You're going to do 30 mountain climbers, 20 high knees, 10 alternating leg lunges, and then after those lunges you're going to do feel the burn, 1, 2, 3, up to 4, and then that's it. And then you're going to keep cycling through. Okay, so 5-minute AMRAP of that. You should be pretty warm by then. Then what we're going to do for our strength is some seated strict press. So whether you've got a barbell or 2 kettlebells or dumbbells or 1 kettlebell or dumbbell or something else, we're all going to be doing the seated strict press. I've written down here 6 sets of 6 if you have a barbell. I would also say potentially 6 sets of 6 if you have something that's quite heavy for a single arm press. So we're going to need to play around with the reps depending on the weights that you've got, but that should feel like an RPE of about 8.5, regardless of what you've got. So that means you do your number, 6 or 3 on each arm or whatever it is, and in your head you're like, yeah, I could probably do 2 more, but that would be it, and it's not even guaranteed. So it's getting towards that really quite spicy end of the spectrum. Or you can do 6 sets of 12 if you've got a single object or 2 lighter objects. So that would be 6 on each arm rather than 6 with a bar. So I'll demo that in just a second. Either way, I want the RPE to be that 8.5. Okay, that means that you do your set number and you're like, woo, maybe I could do 2 more. It'll feel like that for the first set. By the time you get to set number 6, you might be struggling to finish all of your reps. That's about where we want to be. So get a couple of bits and pieces here. Again, similar to Monday's session, if you have got 2 objects that are similar in weight, we can use a double arm, or you could do a single arm where we've got the barbell. With the barbell, I recommend, if you can, having something to rest the bar on to make it a little safer and easier to get up into that kind of front rack position. Because you're going to be sitting on the floor. I know you can only see kind of the top half of me here, but sitting on the floor, nice and upright. The difficulty will be getting the bar from the floor or your lap up to here, especially if you start to load up some weight. So I recommend maybe stacking something or putting a couple chairs on either side so that you can have the bar already nearly at that height. For those seated strict press, we want to make sure that we're squeezing our tummies, squeezing our legs, nice and upright, getting that bar straight up, punching it through the window, and bringing it back down for 6 reps. If you've got 1 or 2 individual objects, if you've got 2 that are a similar weight or 2 dumbbells, and you don't have a barbell, then we could do this. Okay, same thing. These are a little bit harder because we don't have the barbell connecting our 2 arms together, so we've got a weaker side. This will expose that. Make sure that you're even on both sides, so if one's a little bit heavier than the other, you swap halfway. Or, if you've just got 1 item, half on one side, switch over, half on the other, so probably 6 reps on each arm. Again, the rep scheme is totally going to depend on how heavy that movement is, how heavy that object is for you for this move. If you just hang on to the thought that it should be about an RPE of 8.5, okay, so somewhere between 6 and 12 reps, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on how heavy your thing is. If you're really not sure, the coach in the class will help walk you through it, okay, so don't panic about that. There's flexibility in the rep scheme for that purpose. And then, once we've done that, we're going to tackle something called Fat Amy. Fat Amy is a really good benchmark workout, to be fair, so we can come back to this one in a couple of months' time and see how you get on. It is a descending and then ascending ladder. So you're going to start with 50 air squats, then 10 burpees, 40 sit-ups, 10 burpees, 30 alternating leg lunges, 10 burpees, 20 swings. It says kettlebell swings. It's swinging whatever you've got. Dumbbell, kettlebell, sandbag, bumper plate, rucksack full of stuff, whatever. 10 burpees, and then we're going to finish with 10 pistols. Now that should be 10 meters of bear crawl, but it's difficult for everybody to measure out. So if you'd like to do this workout as prescribed, it's actually a 10-meter bear crawl. Totally up to you, but I'm going to get everybody to do the 10 pistols or single-legged squats. just in the class, but you may opt to do that if you'd like. And then you're going to work your way back up. You only do the pistols or the bear crawl once. And then you go back up. So you will finish with those 50 squats. With the squat, okay, nice and deep, standing tall, none of this stuff here. Burpees, we want to see everybody all the way to the floor and up. For the sit-ups, just make sure you're touching the floor and you're sitting tall on your bum bones. For those alternating leg lunges, we've been doing a load of lunges. I know you guys can all lunge. For the swings, if you've got a dumbbell or a really heavy weight, go for a Russian swing. If you've got something that's totally straightforward for you, then all the way up as an American swing. For the pistols, let's think about our pistol progression. So you can squat down to a box and then stand up again, or to a bench or a chair or a sofa or the stairs. You can hold on to a door frame to give you some assistance. You can put your heel on a plate. You can do, don't tell anyone, the flamingo one, which is much easier, but it gives you that sense of the movement to play around with, where you wrap your ankle around your heel, go down and then come back up again. But we're putting the majority of our weight on one leg. So we can have a play with that. Any questions, drop us a note, let us know beforehand, but otherwise this is Tuesday's session. It's going to be good fun, and catch you later.